Hello boys and girls, my name is Koyoshi1907 here, welcome back to my 100% blind playthrough of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity for Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo's being played on the Nintendo Switch 1, being played on the Nintendo Switch 2, but you're probably telling me, didn't we already finish the 100%? We finished it for the main game only. We haven't done the DLC yet. I promised I would be doing all the EXE battles, and that's what I'm doing next. However, I'm also trying to do some other stuff along the way, so I've been looking through this lab, which unfortunately requires a lot of big monster takeouts. So far we've been mostly grinding that, actually. We've been grinding these EXE arts to try and get that up, slowly but surely getting stuff done. I hope they're not being too boring, but that's not what we're mainly here for. Right now we're trying to get all the memory quests as well as the chests in these parts. So our next quest thing is to search Hyrule Forest now. And I guess we'll just stick with the characters we had from before. I'm not sure if we really need the or other stuff this time, so for once, let's do a full rupee set and see what that works. We can also boost up those effects by a bit, so that should boost up our rupees by a good amount, hopefully. So we need to aid the Isolate of Rio captain, but also defeat 500 or more enemies. Apparently, we missed both of those pretty barely. So we're gonna try and do that. Yeah, we're gonna do that properly. Because we need to defeat a lot of enemies, we'll have to stop by and make sure we take on all the weaker enemies. By the way, check some of my previous videos if you want to actually hear the dialogue, because I actually have already done these maps before, in a blind playthrough of course. But didn't get all the stuff in them, so now I'm going to do that. One thing I've also found out is you kind of want to use bombs on almost everything, even the weaker mobs. Because that allows you to take out the enemies. Also, these skeletons are quite annoying. These Elmavens, basically, more often than not, have two lives. You hit their body first, and then they split off into a that you then have to take out in order to actually defeat them. So it takes extra long to do that. But yeah, we're gonna be spamming bombs a lot because that seems to be the only way to instantly kill them. And unlike before, we don't want to really miss an enemy. And also, if we happen to lose the captain, I'm pretty sure we do lose immediately, so we have to be very quick but also efficient on how we kill our enemies. So it seems our first bit we're going to do in this mission is just going to be killing enemies for a good amount of time. I know we could skip them, but we kind of have to do stuff. Okay. Looks like we can't get any more enemies in this part of the map. I haven't been focusing on farming enemies for a while since I first started the game, it seems like. Again, because we need all of them, we may as well go for all of them. Game's still telling us how to dodge. Like we don't already know about that already.
One cannot help us. Split like so.
So yeah, instead of going for the strong enemies, we're trying to focus on mostly the weak enemies this time. Also, we still have to aid the isolated Ritoten, so I think we're gonna have to go down here first for a minute. Which means Zelda will have to take that top path while we take this path. Beyond that, we're basically doing the opposite of what we do normally. Because we need so many enemies, we're going to be bombing pretty much everywhere and getting all the packs as we see them. Because that's the only way we can consider we do stuff. And that's mainly because it doesn't seem like there's enough enemies here unless we go out of our way to grind. Like, if we just focus on the main objective, we probably won't find enough. So for sure, we'll try to take out any as we can, as well as any elite enemies we happen to see on the way. By that, I mean the enemies with black bars around them. Okay, this looks like a good spot for a satchel. We can take out some weaker enemies with that too.
Split like so. Forward. Silence. Split like so. I am ready. Split like so. Quickly.
Looks like we found the child already. Now we just need to make sure we could go back and do other stuff. And by that, I mean quickly go over and help the captain now that's isolated.
Split like so. Split like so. Forward. Zelda.
Guess we'll have to stay here. Okay. Looks like I'll have to pretend her a little bit longer. Looks like we're gonna have to pretend them for a bit longer. So it's kind of annoying as a result because we have to speedrun protect them, but also remember to defeat that other opponent near me. Okay. Okay. I think we're probably supposed to be using Rivali and the other, its name first. We're supposed to be using a very people here, but here instead we're using Keen and Zelda instead. Now can we do the thing? Oh, here we go. Good. Finally. I was waiting for that.
This shall not stand. Begone! One cannot help this.
Okay, good.
Split like so.
Wonder how long we can leave the camp to, guys. We still have quite a few mills to get on our way.
Split like so.
Hopefully they could be left completely alone, obviously, but...
Zelda. I'm here, Zelda.
Alright. If you're wondering, we got all the chests already in this part. We did so because we had a easier time doing that. I think we rushed too fast in that early draft, so that could have been why we took so long, or rather failed to get all the chests in that map. So, although one of them says complete, we'll be going back to it to do all the missions anyways, because we have to do some...
Split like so. This shall not stand. Begone! One cannot help this.
Okay, good. Barely reached 500 in time. Should update in a minute. Guess we're going this way to defeat this man. That was pretty broken too, with fully powered weapon, I'll say.
I have done it.
Excellent.
Okay.
I'm here, Zelda.
Okay. Yeah, Tio's that, or third person. Okay. Alright, so yeah, just as I thought. Now we have all the memories completed. I'll worry less about that now. And focus on the enemies in our way. Oh yeah, this is the trolley one, right? Where they randomly decide to put a Choo-Choo for no reason right next to the captain. Just to completely troll you. So you first end up having to defeat that.
One cannot
Then you suddenly change to defeat the main target afterwards. This is why we need two characters on separate locations. Why would we not use bombs on a person carrying explosives?
I have done
Make it much easier. Alright. Tune's now moving again. It's so crazy how just leaving one monster could cause the entire group to just wander off entirely. Alright. So that captain we saved is basically going out and clearing the way for us. Alright.
split like so.
Alright. Of course, if you're wondering why we're using some of their stronger characters, is because they're the ones we also want to use for the later missions. I feel like for this game, it seems easier to just build a couple, up to four at least good characters with really strong weapons rather than trying to get everyone strong enough. Oh, but jeez, my bad. It doesn't seem as great as just building them separately. I know you have to build some of them for their individual levels, but beyond that, it's fine. And the only other killer I might build is the DLC character, and that's just mostly getting their strong weapon, I think. Because there's probably going to be missions that have all of them, and we want them to be strong too. Alright. Well, time to defeat more enemies. Okay. Alright, we're getting this done now. Alright, we got that done. Taking that. Hopefully you guys don't get too bored with what we're doing here, but again, with so many EXE different battles to do and so many upgrades to collect, if we're gonna make any headway on that, we may as well do that. Alright, anyways, that memory is now complete. We do want to get all the memories completed anyways, since they're required. By the way, we also need them to clean up some of the EXE quests themselves, so there's lots of that as well. So who knows, we might not even have all the battles available right now, who knows. If this keeps up being a problem, I might just grind EXE monsters for a while until I have enough mitts. Because doing this right now, I'm not sure how boring it is or not. These are both about the same, so we'll just go with this one for now. I do want to at least try to change characters, though. By that, I mean we're going to use Impa next. Actually, wait. We never used Koga. We got him upgraded, yet we didn't even use him. So even though we don't have a good weapon for him, yeah, it seems like he'll still be our best guys for this. Get what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna do this. It'll be fine, probably. We'll go with this one that does not use Rock Salt, of course, because we do not need that. Alright. Okay then. By the way, I was a little worried going into this in case you might have not noticed. Because, I heard YouTube was having a big problem. There's a chance this video might not get uploaded properly. If something happens, don't worry. It seems like my recording software is fine. So you will see this YouTube file uploaded eventually, but I heard YouTube is having a big problem right now as of this day of recording, so I hope everything goes fine, because I tried earlier, I could not load anything. Alright, well, we're gonna need to defeat almost every high-level enemy here, I think. To get weapons for... Okay. Looks like we already got a level up almost. Not really, though. Okay. For now, it's fine. Of course, there's not a great way to respawn the enemies, so I think in between, if we don't get any multi-enemies where we don't have, like, more than one, since some of the bigger ones take even longer to defeat, then what we'll do is we'll just simply find a different person. And I'm not saying that to be weird, it's just like, we literally do need to get a lot of EXE monsters killed. It doesn't seem to matter which one we kill, all that matters is we get as many different question marks as we can. Because we need so many of these. That was a good big growy bass there. I think this EXE monster might be even worse than the last one. It seems to have a much bigger area of fat damage, so he could be even more dangerous than the other two we've met. But later, once we get to 100, we'll be pretty much safe. It still doesn't mean we can't take too much damage. We have to avoid stuff at the very least. We'll do what we've been doing already though, and using our specials whenever other enemies come around so we can take them out. They try and do something to us. Again, trying to defeat these Hyrule mobs along the way. Jeez, that was just a normal mob there. One that is not upgraded. And it still did more than 1/4 of our Earth. If you're wondering, yeah, we're so strong at level 90. Typically, we will only say like 1/4 of heart damage for those attacks, so that was kind of surprising. That was only a weaker enemy. I can only imagine what the most enemies actually capable of. We're gonna have to probably dodge even more now. Oh, hang on. There's water. Let's alert to that first. If it will actually even let me go. Okay. It's finally going towards the water. Okay, well that still worked. Well, that works. So using Step a lot also works well with this character because he can do other things. But yeah, we're trying to lure him to the ice so we can freeze him like we did before, but Hichu doesn't want to do that a lot. Okay, now it finally froze. It's not always going to freeze for a while though, depending on what it's doing, but beyond that, it should be good. Okay, so far a little bit trickier. Should have just finished off with a special sooner, by the way. But This is what it is. Did we not even get a 4-star weapon for that? That was supposed to be a much stronger opponent. He's EXE'd, and yeah. I saw a level 1 weapon, I thought. Yeah, level 1-ish. Normally we get more of these, but apparently not. Must have gotten some bad luck there, because we didn't get any good weapons there. So we might keep using Koga, actually, for a bit then. I picked this one, by the way, because the one I think was going to vanish next, so I wanted to make sure that ones that vanish are the ones that aren't double. I just realized there's only 2, so there's only so much you could do at once anyway. But these also serve as great ways to get other mats. I just realized we're getting mats as we're doing this. Hires, gems, even rupees. So EXE alerts can actually be decent, I guess. But they're mainly here, obviously, for these Royal Ancient Lab stuff. We literally cannot progress the Royal Ancient Lab unless we do EXE alerts. Alright, let's at least attempt to fuse his weapons now that he has some more. Yeah, he has quite a bit more now than he did before. Could at least get that up a bit. What would we want with him? Maybe try damage to mid-air enemies, since it's a stronger one. We're having a mix-up with him so far, so only 3 of the seals match, but that's fine. As long as we keep getting stuff, it'll be fine, I think. Alright. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much cane sugar is what I wanted from that. Alright, let's do the other EXE battle. Sorry if it looks like we are doing the same battles. I said at one point I would try the EXE stuff, but then when I realized we might want to try and do all the quests, I figured I'd focus more on these EXE alerts instead. I know it takes a long time to do it, but yeah, it just is what it is. Perhaps starting them sooner would have been nice. But, what can you do sometimes? I never did that one anyway, so I don't know why it's suddenly not there. Some of these might be, oh, hello, Blue Nightshades. That's the one we're running out of. We'll take that then in that case. Hardy radishes, somehow we're running out of too. Yeah, we'll do that while we're there, but we'll also be able to get some more items anyways. I'm doing these EXE alerts. Alright, seriously, let's do EXE alert this time.
It looks delicious.
Oh yeah, it's because we're doing both of these, and then this. Perhaps that's why we were running out.
Yum.
Anyways, we're starting to do the damage setup now, because these other missions aren't necessarily the greatest for experience, and Blood Moons are probably still better for XP anyways, but we're doing them because they're still pretty useful. I think later when our team gets stronger, we could try running it with full EXP instead, and that could probably get us our level 100. I think the way I'm gonna level up hunters is as we get close to doing stuff, we'll just level up whatever character we're using to the max level. Until they finally hit 100, and then we might start using other characters so they start getting closer to the max level. Because at some point we could try to get all the characters to 100, but I'm probably not going to actually make that my priority. Instead, I'm just going to 100 each character who needs it. I hope you guys will understand. Okay. So we want to defeat all these enemies, because the elite enemies are how we get weapons, by the way. That's why we're going to defeat as many as we can. I know I said that stasis might be all those broken rune, but forgive Eva, I think remote bombs seem a lot better. Kind of like in the base game of Breath of the Wild, honestly. You can use bombs on a lot of things, and they're also pretty nice for a trick raider anyway. Also, since we are going for experience, yeah, I'm gonna try and take out the weaker opponents. That's how we get star experience anyway. Just cut down random trees along the way too. I'm not going to just use Koga, of course. We'll try to use our other characters unnecessarily. That last one, we couldn't use them, though. This is a nice break from using Link Ordo again, to be fair, and I'm starting to think Link might actually be the absolute best character. I think it's probably either Kain or Zelda. The two of them I at least like better, and also don't do a lot of damage, so I think one of those two is probably the best. Oh, hello. Oh, I see. They are loading the big enemies up right away this time. Jeez, he delayed it just enough that he still damaged me, even though I tried to do the bomb trick. So it doesn't always work on them. Good to know. Yeah, I defeated the other enemy along the way, so... Well, I don't want to go right to that, necessarily. I'm gonna use our other character now a little bit. Or not. Or not. Apparently there's more minions. We need to start using rods more, I think. We've just been saying them for, I guess, I don't know. We should start using them when they're full, but we should save the rest otherwise for EXE missions that might be hard. Yeah, I'm trying to use bombs. trying to defeat as many enemies as we can to ensure we're getting as much experience as we can. Kind of think of it, there's not a large amount of enemies on this field, so maybe not using XP in this is fine. It's more the blood blue missions you want to use full XP on anyway, because there's a lot more weaker enemies you can kill. So you get to 100 faster that way. For me, most of my leveling has just been taking out a good amount of small enemies every now and then. Otherwise defeat most big captains more than anything, and then just kind of going from there.
I will fight for Hyrule.
Yeah, it's so bright. I almost want to turn down the brightness for some reason. I don't know if I want it yet or not. Oh, this is a weaker Guardian, just realized. That's already done. Okay. I think you get the weapon for whoever takes out, so... We split it up, so I think Zelda gets some weapons, Koga gets some others, so... So who knows who got the better end of the stick here. Not Zelda, apparently. Both of those weapons seemed kinda useless to me. Beats me. Alright, alright. We did an EXE battle there. It doesn't seem like we have a lot of time left for this video. Let's spend the rest of the time upgrading weapons when we can. And make plans for our other EXE battles, too. Both single. Okay, well, from now on, if we see too many of these single ones, which don't have more than one opponent, then I'm going to not do those, because those aren't worth it. We could remove hidden seals, or we could reveal vicious monster battle info, but I don't think we need that right now. I think this would actually do better in the long run. Because not every hidden seal is great, actually. You know why we're doing this, right? We can power up... Also, oh, I just realized, apparently it's yeah, it looks like we can only do it. It seems like we can only do that at level 50, so that's gonna be a long time before we do that fully. Talk merchants. Ultimate relic. Complete the future of Hyrule. Okay, we should try and qualify for the DLC stuff. I almost kind of wanted to improve weapon casting first for some reason, but I think we should focus on this top part next. Yeah, some of this is cool. By the way, we can't complete all the ancient lab anyways. One of the side quest parts before that is to actually complete the future of Hyrule, which means getting the weapons up. Alright, well, you probably already know what's going on now. We're gonna raise this Link weapon up as much as we can. Oh, so we don't even have a lot. Hang on, Link actually needs to be used in battle if we want to do that. And Ryan said, can Koga get his up to 20? Nope. Then we'll kind of just get it just barely on the edge of getting to level 19 then. Stop there, and okay, good thing we stopped sooner. It got more experience than usual. We wanted to have this, and looks like we could just do this one and get it to 20 and then upgrade it to get an enhanced fervor. But yeah, getting the ability to remove hidden seals is actually nice, because it means our Link could potentially get stuff better, because, like I said, not every hidden seal is great. More often than not, they could be quite sometimes if they don't your character build, because the only way to get it stronger is to get the seals removed that do stuff. I mean, put on the seals that do stuff. Anyways, we should probably raise his weapon level limit right away since we plan on using him. We'll just use whatever we have the most of. Goblin Veins, Goblin Trophies, and Strengthen. Okay. And then for training camp, we'll just do... Whoa, why did I go there? Yeah. Just set everyone to 95. And by that I meant only a certain characters to 95. And then we're just gonna add Per and Robbie to that list actually real quick. They're gonna be used a lot in the DLC unfortunately, so we need to start using them at some point. We might get them to kill weaker enemies in these battles, who knows. Or we could use them in the DXC battles themselves, that probably will work just fine. Maybe we should try that. Alright, well, other than that, that's gonna be the end of this episode. In the next episode, we're gonna try liberate the ancient lab again. And then we have to go back to the princess and the king because we need to finish that off. So I guess we'll do that, and then meanwhile, get some other stuff done. Kuga already has a level 20 weapon now, so he'll be safe if we choose to use him, but we might not use him now. Instead, we want to use different people. Alright, well. On that note, yeah, we're gonna save and call it quits, and I hope I'll see you guys in the next video where we do more memory quest. And by the way, I know what this looks like. I know it looks like we're just doing the memory quests, even though we've already done one in the battle, but I feel like showing it, and also I didn't get all the chests, so I want to show that instead. I think it was probably because it was protect the mission. I have no idea otherwise beyond that. So I'll see you guys in the next video where we do liberate the ancient lab on EX. Bye.